Hello everyone, welcome to the latest military channel. The first prototype of the Turkish aerospace industries, TUSAS DTFX next generation fighter can be seen beginning to take shape in a video that was just released. Although the jet's size immediately creates an impression, the program will almost certainly encounter some serious obstacles, particularly if Ankara intends to maintain its goal of entering service in the 2030s. The majority of the fuselage and wings have been put together, and the first prototype of the TFX, also known as the Milli Muharip MMU or National Combat Aircraft in Turkey, is currently being assembled in Ankara. The horizontal stabilizers, outward canted tail fins, and twin engines are all still conspicuously absent. Although the cockpit canopy is visible in place, the avionics and ejection seat have not yet been fitted. The video was captured on November 21, according to a placard fastened to the jet's spine, when representatives of the Turkish Defense Ministry, Defense Industrial Agency, and Turkish Air Force paid the production line an official visit. The TFX has a wingspan of 39 feet and an overall length of 60 feet, making it significantly larger than the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter but slightly smaller than the U.S. Air Force's F-22 Raptor. According to reports, the prototype is expected to be released on March 18, 2023. At least if the aircraft is to be brought out in its finished configuration, this looks ambitious. The TF Schedule X's have generally slipped a little. TUSA's president and CEO Temel Kotil stated that the prototype would have its first flight in 2025 when the fighter's full-size mock-up is presented at the Paris Air Show in 2019. At the same time, it was anticipated that the first samples from production would start seeing use as early as 2028. Now the first flight is expected to happen in 2025 or 2026, and the first production units should start going to the Turkish Air Force in the early 2030s. In order to create a domestic fifth-generation combat aircraft, the TFX program was first introduced in December 2010. It was always meant to be stealthy and have high-tech electronics and a high level of performance. The TFX is not anticipated to be as stealthy as aircraft like the F-22 or F-35, for instance. The new aircraft's conceptual design work was done between 2011 and 2013, and the full-scale development phase started in 2016. When the TFX was first made, the Turkish Air Force did not have as much of a need for a fifth-generation fighter. Turkey was planning to purchase 100 F-35 as a Level 3 partner in the Joint Strike Fighter program, with more of the short takeoff and vertical landing STOVL F-35B variant possibly going to the Turkish Navy. But in 2019, Turkey was expelled from the Joint Strike Fighter program because it refused to give up its ambitions to buy Russian S-400 Sa-21 Growler air defense systems, which the U.S. believed posed a serious security danger. Additionally, the nation played a significant role in the production of F-35 parts, a task that is now being phased out. The TFX program becomes even more crucial as a result of the cancellation of its intended F-35s, but it also presents new difficulties. Turkey chose the broader electric F-110 series of afterburning turbofans to power the fighter, especially the F-110GE-129 or F-110GE-132. But it seemed like a more distant possibility for a long due to the general deterioration in U.S.-Turkish ties. The partnership has recently begun to show signs of growth, and there has even been talk of selling some S-16s. In its favor, the F-110 has previously been built in Turkey under license, and Turkish F-16C/Ds are powered by its -100 and -129 variants. Even though logistics and maintenance would be easier, there is still no guarantee that the U.S. will pay for this engine to be sent to the TFX should it happen. Other engine choices might include Rolls-Royce, which was first passed up in favor of GE as the TFX powerplant supplier. However, there have also been disputes over the transfer of sensitive technology and intellectual property rights between Turkey and the UK. Purchasing a Russian engine has been mentioned in the past, but it is currently an extremely remote possibility due to the ongoing conflict in the Ukraine, associated sanctions, and Moscow's exclusion from the international community. In the interim, Turkey has positioned itself as one of Ukraine's top armament suppliers. Last but not least, there is the possibility of a locally made engine, which has previously been suggested for the TFX. But since it takes a long time to build such a power plant, it's unlikely to be ready before 2038. The Turkish Air Force will consist of around 200, and 40 F-16C/D Fighting Falcons, which make up the majority of the combat fleet, but this new reality has forced a revaluation. It was once intended that the F-35A would first replace the outdated F-4E 2020 Terminator aircraft before being deployed to brand new fighter squadrons. As a result, the TFX would have taken the place of the F-16s. Turkey has sought methods to make better use of the F-16 fleet after the F-35 was abruptly removed from the picture. In addition to plans to purchase 40 new F-16 Block 70/72 planes and kits to convert an additional 80 of its existing F-16C/Ds to the same standard, this has included a domestic midlife update program. The Bayraktar Kızılelma drone, which is claimed as the nation's first unmanned fighter aircraft but hasn't flown yet, would be another alternative to address the mass, albeit in the long run. While more F-16s would act as a stopgap until the TFX can be fielded in large numbers, there is no guarantee that such a deal will be implemented given the tense relationship between Ankara and Washington. Again, it looks like how well the TFX does will have a big effect on the future of the Turkish Air Force. Along with the engine query, there is also the concern of how expensive the TFX program will be. Creating a new fighter, whether stealthy or not, is a labor-intensive and expensive process, especially when a nation decides to go it alone. It's possible that Turkey needs a financial boost from exports to keep the TFX development on track. However, there are rivals out there, including the F-35 and other alternatives from China and South Korea. As things stand, Turkey's need for new fighter aircraft will only increase. It is still unclear if the TFX program will be able to fulfill that criteria, particularly given the still ambitious schedule that has been established.